Trish Pahanik, and this is Cynopsis, your first early morning briefing. It's Tuesday, July 11th, 2006, and here is today's top story. Veteran broadcast news reporter and former CBS Evening News anchor Dan Rather has not quietly retired from the industry. Instead, he will host a 60-minute news program called Dan Rather Presents, airing on HDNet, and the formal announcement will be made this week at the Television Critics Association semi-annual press tour in Pasadena. Now, the series will debut in October with support from HDNet founder Mark Cuban, who described the program to the Washington Post as, quote, an opportunity to do news in what I like to call fearless mode, what Dan calls with guts. Go out there and find the stories we think will have impact, unquote. There's obviously some roar left in this lion. Hey, guess what? If you had a promo or a commercial in this daily podcast, it would go right about here. Coming up today, USA Network leads with Psych. Oxygen will debut Monique's Fat Chance. June Allyson dies at age 88. And Sally Field cast in fall series for ABC. And while I'm telling you about all this stuff, take a look at these beautiful shots provided to us from the Internet Movie Archive. USA Network's newest series, Psych, debuted last Friday night with 6.1 million viewers in tow, making it the highest-rated scripted series premiere on the basic cable so far this year, according to the network. Now, leading into the premiere was the fifth season starter of Monk, which provided a viewing base of 5.1 million viewers. Oxygen Network will debut the second season of Monique's Fat Chance, the reality beauty contest for plus-size women, on July 15th at 8 p.m. 10 women will compete to earn the title of Miss F.A.T, which stands for Fabulous and Thick, and prizes that include $50 grand in cash. This year's judges are Kevin Frazier, correspondent for Entertainment Tonight, Judge Greg Mathis, star of his own syndicated court series, Brenda Cooper, host of E's Fashion Emergency, Mickey Taylor, beauty editor of Essence, and Krista Clayman, LA Management Runway Director. Atlas Worldwide Syndications and Distributions has acquired the distribution rights for the program Music Mix USA. Considered a favorite in the Southeast, the music video and interview show has been cleared regionally in Gainesville, Panama City, Dothan, Albany, Valdosta, West Palm Beach, and Fort Myers. Mac Experience, the global martial arts multi-channel broadband network, launched live and worldwide this past weekend at the 2006 Martial Arts Super Show in Las Vegas. Mac Experience, a division of Breakthrough Interactive Group Incorporated, features family-friendly acquired and original martial arts programming in a range of genres, from movies, tournament competitions, news, interviews, instructional shows, animated features, and more. It can be found at www.macexperience.com. Well, she was known as the best crier in all of Hollywood. June Allyson died at her home in California on Monday at the age of 88. She was born Eleanor Geisman and lived with her mother in the Bronx. Her first role was on Broadway when she auditioned for the chorus of Sing Out the News, and the choreographer gave her her new name. Her big break came when she was the understudy to Betty Hutton in Panama Hattie, and Hutton came down with the measles. Later she was signed with MGM, and her first big role with the studio came with Music for Millions. She later appeared opposite James Stewart in a number of films, including The Glenn Miller Story and Strategic Air Command, and in 1949 she played the feisty Jo March in Little Women. She made several TV guest appearances, including The Love Boat, Vegas, Heart to Heart, and most recently in 1995 on Burke's Law. Television audiences over the past 20 years know her best from her commercials for Depends. She established the June Allyson Foundation, furthering research in various urological illnesses of the elderly. And in 1988 she was appointed by President Reagan to the Federal Council of Aging. Sally Field will join the cast of Brothers and Sisters from Touchstone on ABC this fall in the role originally played by Betty Buckley in the pilot, that of Nora, the mother and matriarch. And another pilot casting note, the role originally played by Jonathan LaPaglia in the pilot will be played by Matthew Rise. E! has ordered a second round of The Simple Life from Bunim Productions and 20th to launch sometime next year, according to Variety. Moving right along this morning, let's check out the rating summary for Sunday night. According to Live Plus Same Day ratings from Nielsen Media Research, NBC nearly secured first place Sunday night with a 2.17, adult 18 to 49. The 7 o'clock hour began with a win for ABC's America's Funniest Home Videos at a 1.76, which was just a tenth of a rating point better than CBS 60 Minutes at a 1.66. At 8 o'clock, the second hour of NBC's Dateline barely took the time period with a 2.48. ABC's Extreme Makeover Home Edition came in at a 2.47. And at 9 o'clock, NBC's repeat of Law & Order Criminal Intent led with a 2.67, ahead of Fox's encore of Family Guy and The War at Home, averaging a 2.57. At 10 o'clock, things cleared away some to give ABC another first-place win with a rerun of Grey's Anatomy at a 2.67. And here's today's trivia question. Who usually called Hillary, Carlton, and their cousin to dinner? And that's going to wrap it up for today. Be sure to check your email for the full printed version of today's synopsis with some new executive moves, more on ratings, a few new classified ads, a few other bits and pieces that didn't make it into today's podcast, and don't miss the ever-reliable tonight's primetime broadcast lineup. The music in Synopsis was composed and performed by Michael J. Whalen. For Cynthia Turner, who wrote and compiled Synopsis in Connecticut, I'm Trish Pahanik.